We were supposed to be back at the lodge before dark. That's the first rule of skiing in the backcountry. Never stay out too late. But you know how it goes. One last run, one more rush of adrenaline before the day ends. It started with the sun dipping below a horizon, leaving us in the eerie blue glow of twilight. I was with 3 friends, Tyler, Mia, and Jody. We had taken an unmarked trail, one of those locals-only paths Tyler claimed to know like the back of his hand. "Trust me," he said, grinning. "This'll be the best run of your life." At first, it was. The snow was untouched, the trees spread just far enough apart for smooth skiing. I could hear the others whooping behind me, their voices echoing through the quiet forest. The only sound was the crunch of our skis carving through the snow. Then it got colder. Not the usual chill of winter, but a biting, unnatural cold that seemed to seep through my jacket into my bones. The kind that made the hairs on the back of my neck stand up. I glanced up at the sky. It was completely dark now, the stars hidden by thick clouds. "Tyler!" I called out, my voice cracking. He was ahead of us, but I couldn't see him anymore. "Slow down!" No response. Mia and Jody stopped beside me, their faces pale and uncertain. "Where the hell is he?" Mia whispered, her breath clouding the air. "He knows this trail," Jody said, though she didn't sound convinced. We waited a few minutes, calling his name, but only silence answered us. Finally, Jody said, "We can't stay here. We'll freeze. Let's keep moving. He probably went down to the bottom." Reluctantly, we pressed on. But something was wrong. The trees felt closer together, their bare branches clawing at the sky. The slope was steeper now, and the snow wasn't as smooth. It was jagged and uneven, as if it hadn't been touched in years. "Are we even on the trail anymore?" Mia asked, panic creeping into her voice. I didn't answer, but deep down I knew the truth. We were lost. Then we saw the tracks, Tyler's ski tracks, or so we thought. They led off the main slope and into the dense trees. Jody hesitated, but I could see the fear in Mia's eyes. "We have to follow them," she said. "She could be hurt." We plunged into the forest, the trees towering over us like sentinels. The further we went, the quieter it became. No wind, no wildlife, just the sound of our skis and the crunch of snow. That's when we saw it. At first, I thought it was a pile of snow. But as we got closer, the shape became clearer. It was a tent, an old, tattered thing half buried in the snow, the fabric shredded and flapping in the icy wind that had suddenly returned. Beside it was a pair of skis, broken and rusted, their bindings snapped. "What the hell is this?" Jody muttered, stepping closer. Mia gasped, pointing at the ground. There were footprints, bare human footprints, leading away from the tent and deeper into the woods. "No way," I said, shaking my head. "No one could survive out here barefoot." But they were fresh. Against my better judgment, we followed them. The forest grew darker, the shadows longer. Every step felt heavier, as if the snow was trying to pull us under. I couldn't shake the feeling that we were being watched. Then we found Tyler's pole. It was sticking out of the snow at an odd angle, the strap torn clean off. "Tyler!" Mia screamed, her voice breaking. "Shh," Jody hissed, grabbing her arm. "Listen." At first, I thought she was imagining things, but then I heard it. A faint growl, carried on the wind. It was low, guttural, a sound that sent a shiver down my spine. "It's coming from over there," Jody said, pointing to a narrow gap between the trees. And then, suddenly, we heard the snow crunch and the low guttural growl just behind us. I turned slowly, my breath catching in my throat. Standing in the shadows was a figure. It was hard to tell what it was, a person, an animal. We couldn't tell because the clouds had blocked the moon again, making it too dark to see clearly. It didn't move at first, just stood there. Suddenly, that strange growling, half-human, half-animal sound came out of it again. "Run!" Jody said, her voice barely audible over the noise. We took off, skis forgotten, scrambling through the snow as fast as we could. I didn't dare look back, but I could hear it following us. The crunch of snow, the growling, growing louder, closer. I don't know how long we ran. The trees blurred together, the cold burning my lungs. Finally, we burst out onto an open slope, the lodge lights glowing faintly in the distance. We didn't stop until we reached the lodge, collapsing in a heap by the door. People rushed over asking what happened, but none of us could speak. When the ski patrol went back to look for Tyler, they found nothing. No tent, no skis, just endless untouched snow. We never spoke about it again, but sometimes, late at night, I still hear that unnatural growl in my dreams, and I know it's still out there, waiting for someone else to take one last run, like Tyler.